Pew. Great job, buddy. Marvelous shot, brother. In his belly you will find a new definition of pain and suffering as you are slowly digested over 1,000 years. Tell him that sounds stupid as fuck and that we would die of starvation or dehydration in less than a month. Tell him I said he sounds like an idiot who is clueless about biology. Tell him, 3PO. Tell him he is stupid as fuck. In those exact words, 3PO. I'm your father. No. I also made C3PO. Wait. That is right. C3PO's your brother. No. I'm very badly burned. Why didn't Yoda train Leia? Princess Leia lost her entire planet, father, husband, and son and been abandoned by her brother, and yet has never been tempted by the dark side. You all Skywalker boys are weak as shit. I don't want to be a problem. You won't be, Annie. As it would turn out, Anakin would, in fact, be a problem. Jeff Bezos and Sir Richard Branson not yet astronauts, US says. You went to space, but we do not grant you the rank of astronaut. Senators, as you can see from the live body cam footage, Palpatine is a Sith Lord. Unlimited power. Palpatine fights in live action. In the animated show. Power 41,995. Power 35,308. Power 32,328. Power 41,995. You're not just wrong, you're stupid. You're the Sith Lord. No you. Fuck, laughing out loud, you got me. The Clone Wars. Approximate 25 years old. Approximate 10 years old. The Mandalorian. Approximate 55 years old. Approximate 40 years old. Jar Jar Binks, after seeing you bench press 250 pounds. USA strong. Things Baby Yoda can do. Levitate rhinos. Fly a ship. Fix boo-boos. No more. Anakin has never talked to you about his past, has he? Only to tell me he won't talk about it. When he was younger, Anakin was a Boba Fett starship. The only thing Jedi Council believes in is violence. Ignites second lightsaber to prove how wrong she is. Hey, what you got there? A knife? Yes. What did I teach you about disobeying the order? How? You taught me how. A 100% canon conversation. Vader kills a ton of innocent people. Luke, oh there is still good in him. Kylo has a bad dream. Luke. My wife and I will take the girl. We've always talked about adopting a baby girl. Why didn't you ever talk about adopting a baby boy? I take it, you've never met my nephew. I've noticed a common trend in Star Wars. If you're a badass that uses a minigun as your primary weapon, you're going to sacrifice yourself. George Lucas, yeah, this is great. Let's go for this transition. The fans. This is cinema. Martin Scorsese. You told me Vader betrayed and murdered my father. The rules were you guys weren't going to fact check. When one of the hardest quotes in all of Star Wars was made by a Gungan. How does it feel to die? Not die, sacrifice. And then, as your dad laid there helpless burning in lava, I stole his lightsaber and walked away. Hayden Christensen says his Star Wars what if idea is where Anakin Skywalker doesn't fall to the dark side, he gets to raise the twins with Padme, and Uncle Obi-Wan is there. #FANEXPOPHILLY. I wish real life was like Star Wars, with droids everywhere, and faceless soldiers to defeat, and ugly demonic lords of darkness to topple. Not far. Yoda, not far. Patience. Soon you will be with him. Mustafa. Mr. Close. You're saying he fucked the first off-planet woman he met? And she was a queen, a senator, and older? Damn, he's good. Your thoughts dwell on your mother. My thoughts dwell on your mother. Or what? Boom. Boom. Got you good, he did. DAWG. High five, kid. When that guy you can't stand starts going off, but you let it slide cause you're low-key chill with his friend group. I left instructions for everyone while I'm gone. Mine just says Anakin, no. I want you to apply it to every possible situation. Anakin drop. I don't like sand. It's all coarse and rogue. Written and directed by George Lucas. Leave him or we'll never make it. His fate will be the same as ours. Dies on Death Star. Dies on Death Star. Dies on Death Star. I miss the days when people thought Snoke was a 50 feet tall giant. Star Wars and it doesn't rely on fanservice. Rebels struggle and are no saints. Villains aren't incompetent. The Empire is fucking terrifying. Alderaan people be like, look, you can see the moon during the day. No. Alderaan is peaceful. They should have thought about that before they signed up for Disney+. When your friend says their favorite fight scene in Phantom Menace is the lightsaber duel, what about the bigger fish attack on the big fish? Me fanatically serving the Empire. You are traitors to the Empire, punishable by death. One monologue later. At your service, my king. When you gotta teach algebra at 3, but fight Vader at 4. When you're trying to threaten Darth Vader, but who are you? You killed my father. I've killed very many fathers. You'll have to be more specific. You can't unsee shaven Chewbacca. Literally anything. Is this Obi-Wan's fault? My reaction to meeting tubers in real life when traveling to TwitchCon. You're shorter than I expected. This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Which side are you on? Force user with red lightsaber are all Siths. They have red ones because the Jedis monopolize the crystals and other Force user have to make synthetic red crystals. Rex during Order 66. Cody during Order 66. Shame. When you accidentally click on the wrong file during a presentation. Rakatus be like. Cal looking at all the other GD in hiding after he blew up like 3 Imperial sites, killed 2 Inquisitors, and got a big titty goth girlfriend. Pathetic. So, what do you think of her, Han? She's kinda racist. She called Chewie a walking carpet. I know, right? I'm glad I'm not related to her or anything. Get it? He's Captain Rex. A. CeLo Northeast Ceretoox Pensive. Let's spend all our resources on 2 Deathsters. When you're walking down the sidewalk and see a cat in someone's driveway. How she looks at me after I do my Jar Jar impression in front of her parents. You're laughing. You have seen a security hologram of him killing younglings, and you're laughing. Where is Padme? I'll do you one better. Who is Padme? I'll do you one better. Why is Padme? I want my own spin-off. Your own spin-off? Anakin, the entire saga is your spin-off. This dagger has done terrible things. Currently wielding the youngling Slayer 9000. Remember what they took from us. News: Adam Driver and Steven Soderbergh spent 2 years developing a Ben Solo Star Wars movie before Disney scrapped it. Flamingos have Sith eyes. If you could allow me to complete your training, Luke. That would be great. There. Your collar was not up to Imperial code. This motherfucker's so powerful he got banned from canon. Huh, I bet he's thinking about another woman. If Anakin weren't crippled and gained absolute power, would he go around force lighting sand to turn it into glass, to make it not coarse, rough, irritating and getting everywhere? Unpaid intern 1. Add for $50 to a Star Wars quote. You came in that thing for $50? Whistling birds, use them sparingly for they are rare. Dingerin in every episode. Whistling birds. How can we stop people from rebelling against me? Genocide. Super death laser. Don't be a dick. I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord. A Sith Lord? It's a member of the Sith Order devoted to the dark side of the Force. But that's not important right now. This guy was such a G for telling his evil wizard cyborg boss that his religion is bullshit during a work meeting. I love blowing up militarily insignificant planets to make a point. Look man, he helped me through a very tough time, so he means a lot to me. Okay, you just gotta respect it. Cool. You don't like Rei because you can't handle a strong female character. Anakin. Palpatine. Anakin, look. The power to save Padme. Anakin. Palpatine. Where? Anakin, so have you grown more beautiful, I mean. For a senator, I mean. Padme, I wanna fuck you too. He's my brother. Is Darth Vader my father? Watch the prequels and find out, why don't you? Speaking of the prequels, fought the entire Senate one-on-one, I did. Wicked, that shit was. Episode 2nd. The plot of Anakin and Padme. The Obi-Wan subplot. Me trying to fall asleep. Me remembering something cringy from 900 years ago. I like to think Anakin had to make the trip to Ilum with a group of younglings every time he lost his lightsaber to go get a new crystal. Look. You can see the moon during the day. Evil Anakin be like. I love sand. It is smooth and soft and calming. And it gets nowhere. I'm smooth like my father before me. The rise of Skywalker sucks. Last Jedi fans. Last Jedi haters. Whenever Anakin gets mildly irritated in the Clone Wars. Dave Filoni. Are we blind? Play Imperial March. What's the matter, Yoda? Terrible feeling, have I forgotten something? Remember, did you, to close a garage? That's it. I forgot to close a garage, that's it. No. Not it, that is. Grogu. It's an elaborate ruse. Robotics team in Japan builds wearable multi-arm backpack. Best dad ever. When can I get a signature? I got Hayden's yesterday. Did he get the front? Hayden's in the front, yeah. Can I sign above him? There is a little space on the bottom. I'm trying to get the high ground. Have you ever noticed the side of Boba Fett's helmet looks like the front? Never. I will never turn to the light side. You failed Master Jedi, I'm a Sith like my father before me. Finally, after all these years we get to see Obi-Wan with his episode 2 haircut in Clone Wars style animation. Attack of the Clones. Tales of the Jedi. George Lucas after name-dropping the Clone Wars in New Hope. I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it. C, bro, where you been? L, sorry, was training with this green frog that gets high on ketamine. C, Yoda. That's my homie. The further down you scroll, the higher ground he gets. Spies in Star Wars. What we wanted. What we got. I'm the spy. How kids today will remember Rosario Dawson. How the rest of us remember Rosario Dawson. You never go ass to mouth. Got to this scene in Sopranos last night and I haven't been able to stop thinking about when someone said it looks like it's a screenshot from Star Wars. I like to think Anakin had to make the trip to Ilum with a group of younglings every time he lost his lightsaber to go get a new crystal. I have friends everywhere. I have hairs everywhere. Me at the gas station. She's my sister, righto, and she loves me. Can't say I remember no. Hayden should follow in Mark Hamill's footsteps and try voice acting. Labubus are so cute. Labubus. According to the Galactic Constitution, the Chancellor can only serve for a maximum of 8 years. Palpatine when he was given emergency powers. In a Bacta tank. No one can see you cry. Technology in Star Wars. Lightsaber/weapons. Artificial intelligence ships. Hyperdrives. Binoculars. The Inquisitors were able to be defeated relatively easily because they were weak. It was the will of the Force that all Inquisitors were defeated before Luke Skywalker was on the scene, so he wouldn't have them chasing him before he trained with Yoda. The only man in cinema history to kill Liam Neeson. I'm your father. No. I also made C-3PO. Wait. That's right. C-3PO's your brother. No. When you're a new Padawan and your master sends you down a dark hallway and 4 different colored lightsabers randomly appear. Making jokes about Anakin killing younglings off screen in episode 3. Seeing Darth Vader straight up snap a child's neck on screen in a Disney show. Don't bother with the clones. I put a scene in Star Wars that's a shot 4-shot remake of the Nazi rally in Triumph of the Will. Depicting the Empire, right? Depicting the Empire, right? Why Palpatine became an emperor instead of remaining a master. Being promoted to Sith Master. Being promoted to Sith Apprentice. The person who said it first. It's a trap. The person who said it kind of at the same volume, maybe a little lower actually, but during the climactic battle scene of the series finale. It's a trap. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. Wrong cell, buddy. Sorry, man. Say, have we met before? Your voice sounds so familiar. People saying that the sequels will be retconned by Filoni and Favreau. The Mandalorian and the Bad Batch obviously setting up the rise of the First Order and Palpatine's cloning experiments. Maul. Palpatine. Dooku. When you drag your feet across the carpet and your hand touches the door knob. Don't you wonder why they won't make you a Jedi Master? Let's see here. General recklessness, refusal to obey orders, several war crimes, use of the dark side to interrogate, oh and this is just the shit they know about. It's still outrageous and unfair though. Padme after getting choked out. Padme when the epic Anakin vs Obi-Wan duel begins. New FILMS. FILMS suggested by friends. Star Wars Holiday Special. 1. 2. 3. Ugh, I hardly slept last night. When you can't sleep, it means someone is thinking about you. Maybe it was Satine? Maul, at 3 AM, Kenobi IIE. I wish I'd know him. He was the best starfighter in the galaxy. And he was a good friend. What about my mother? She was the queen of Naboo. And since they were legally married on Naboo, you are entitled to inherit a huge fortune. Isn't that correct, George? The most realistic scene in Star Wars. 2 grunts have no idea what's happening, assume it's a drill, and immediately geo back to not giving a shit. Mom. Dad. Me. Mom's friend from work. A roomy gunship with at least 1 foot of storage space for holding my guns, gadgets, bounties, rations, companions, etc. And even if I suddenly decided I didn't want to bounty hunt and start a life with baby Yoda, we could travel fairly comfortably. A dinky little starfighter that I could maybe pack my toothbrush into if I really flexed my spatial management skills. Admiral, I think that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought that too, until he said Ben Kenobi. You gotta learn to listen, Lau. This guy found himself on an empty airplane, so he took a picture of himself in every seat and photoshopped them together. Your clones are very impressive. You must be very proud. Admit it. At least one time in your life you seriously tried to move an object using the Force. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Several Clone Wars ARCs are better than any Disney era movie. Change my mind. Me, Dad, can I go round my friend's house tonight? Dad, sure, but double check with your mother. Me, Mom, can I go? Mom, no. It's treason, then. My wife and I will take the girl. She will be loved. I'll take the boy to his aunt and uncle. He will be tolerated. From Obi-Wan. GD population. The men. The women. The children. Order 66. I love demography. Him becoming convinced that R2-D2 is a Sith Lord. Introducing my best friend to Star Wars. C-3PO, sir. The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1. Han. Very impressive. How do I turn it off? Prequel fans when they see memes of how bad the prequels are. Sequel fans when see memes of how bad the sequels are. Share this if there's someone in your life who's only alive because you can't force choke. The eating of an orange is a lot like the dark side. Just eat the damn orange. When your mom buys you the orange juice with bits in. The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. You have no idea where I am. Because I am using NordVPN, the sponsor of this call. I bet he's thinking about other women. I wonder if Darth Vader ever just took in a pod race once in a while. OpenAI. The Walt Disney Company. So this is how creativity dies. With Clanker. I wish I'd known him. He was the best starfighter in the galaxy. And he was a good friend. What about my mother? She was the queen of Naboo. And since they were legally married on Naboo, you are entitled to inherit a huge fortune. Isn't that correct, George? Theory, the Tusken Raiders at the pod race were time travelers trying to kill their version of Kid Hitler and stop him from killing not just the men, but the women and the children. Oh right, the clone army. The army for the Republic and the GD. The clone army personally commissioned by Sidious. Sidious's clone army. The beacons are lit. Rogue One calls for aid. Wait, where did Radus go? When a Star Wars character picks up a minigun, you already know how this is going to go down. You sure that's Cody? Kind of hard to tell from here. Of course, I'm sure. He looks just like him. Eyes down, everyone. Execute order number 66. Clickety click. Where do Sith Lords go shopping? Where? The Darth Mall. I hate you. We've never seen an Inquisitor actually kill a GD on screen. The GD we see on screen are likely the only handful out of 100 plus survivors not to be killed by Vader or the Inquisitors. If you ever feel like a moron, remember that these two thought they could surprise Yoda. Disney princess then. Disney princess now. Dooku at age 90. Obi-Wan in his 50s. You served my father in the Clone Wars. Visible confusion. Why does she think I served Anakin? Oh. Right. Bail Organa.